Yo, back everyone. You know how I said I wouldn't make any more Jet Set Radio videos unless something big happened, right? Well,
Understand, 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 understand the concept of love. Understand, 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 understand the concept of love. Understand, 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 understand the concept of love.
What is love? What is free love? What is love? Love is free.
Understand, understand the concept of love. Understand, understand the concept of love. Understand, 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 understand the concept of love. The concept of love.
Free love was too tame for him.
What is love? What is free love? What is free boy? What is boy? What is girl? What
wow. That looked fantastic, you know? The redesigns, Tokyo Toe. You don't sound very enthusiastic. Well, you know, there's a reason for that. You see right there. Oh, you mean that proof of concept? Yeah, that's it. You see, this little animation here, it was a proof of concept for a new Jet Set Radio game, and guess what? It got denied. You have got to be kidding me. This looks amazing. It's not because there was a budget put into this. It's because it has what I wanted to see in my next or in the next Jet Set Radio installment. In fact, all the things I said in my JSRX video. They've captured the art style and brought it to a better, refined look that isn't like its polygonal original. I love the polygonal look of the Jet Set Radio universe, but this proves that it is not required to look like a Jet Set Radio game. Because of that, you know, the Rikaku bot that somehow looks a bit like Roboy, I thought there might be a new story element for the GGs. But this game is every JSR fan's wet dream, and Sega wouldn't give it the yay okay that it deserved. This may have been the greatest title in the series, but because Sega, you know, is too infatuated with that blue swine, Sonic, we'll never know. I was beginning to think that Sega would never make another JSR installment, but after seeing this, I really think they want nothing more to do with this IP. Which is a shame in itself. Why does Sega have to cock tease us with, you know, games like Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing? All those games do are just take old Sega IPs so that it has an abundant amount of characters. No other reason. Speaking of Sonic, I'm beginning to despise him and Sega, which is a shame because I used to be a hardcore Sonic fan. Heck, the first game I ever played and owned was Sonic Mega Collection Plus for the PS2. I used to think that Sega was going downhill because, you know, the fans just couldn't be pleased, but being as old as I am, I realized that it's because Sega as a whole is quite ignorant. I would never work with them. They're far too afraid to step out of their comfort zone and try something new. And it's because of that mentality that Sonic is currently in a downward spiral. If only someone over there would realize that Sonic Team is burnt out of ideas due to the incessant need for Sonic games. If Sega would just, you know, stop and focus on any IP besides the Blue Blur, then maybe they could attract some new audience of people who had never heard of the game and people that are longtime fans. Well, this would leave time for Sonic Team to think of some new ideas, to get Sonic's career out of the gutter. So, okay, the reason I brought Sonic up in the first place really was because of Sonic Mania, the most critically acclaimed Sonic title in years that perfectly captures the fun nature of its inspiration, was made by fans. And I don't mean like fan game fans, like crappy animations and all that. I mean like people who love the game series as a whole and were skilled enough to do it justice. So like actual official developers. Anyway, Dinosaur Games put a lot of effort into this concept. Anyone can see that. And for Sega to just go and discard their hard work is just rude and foolish. Sonic Mania is proof that fans can make something that everyone will love. But Sega can't seem to realize that the same thing can be done for other IPs as well. I was ready to spill my guts over how gorgeous this game looks, to share even more theories and ideas I had, and to talk about whether or not Hideki would even compose the soundtrack. Ugh. Man, when I started thinking about Hideki making another soundtrack, I wanted to cry, but I can't, because it would be a waste of tears at this point. Luckily, the fans are indeed outraged. All the Rudies around the world have been begging and screaming for another JSR installment. I've come up with a bit of a theory, which is the reason I don't sound as outraged as I do. Since Dinosaur Games never specified why Sega dismissed them, I have a bit of a hypothesis. Sega is trying to pull a Nintendo. That sounds ambiguous, so let me explain. The fan game AM2R was recently shut down because Sega was making an official Metroid 2 remake. Or they just made an official Metroid 2 remake. The first Jet Set Radio video I ever did looked at the Sega IP renewal poll and how Jet Set Radio was ranked pretty high. What if Sega is currently working on the next Jet Set Radio installment? That would explain the random B costume DLC in Sonic Forces. It's because of this theory, like I said, I'm not being ballistic or anything like that. I would be a bit more upset, but I'm just thinking, what if that was it? I mean, though I am still upset that even though there may or may not be a new installment coming, it won't have this art style. It's very, very nice. The shading, especially the shading. People complained that it was a bit too green and that the speed was slow, but really, guys, it's a proof of concept. Give it time. What we have looks great. Redesigns are flawless. I really wanted to see what Corn was going to look like, but like I said, can't hypothesize because it's not happening. But anyway, yeah, that's sorry guys, got a little bit lost. That's about it. I don't have much else to say. Sega sucks, but everybody knew that. Hopefully a new JSR installment will be on the rise. I'm betting maybe in the next 2 years or so, Sega is going to say something about Jet Set Radio, and it's probably going to be on the Switch. Thank you to all of my 132 subscribers of Adam Sushi. I believe it's 132, I could be wrong. Whether you came for Jet Set Radio or for the Legend of Jinx, whether you came because of my opinions, or even if you're just a bot that coincidentally found my channel, you have my thanks. I don't care for subscriptions, no offense. But the notoriety may help later on whenever, the Legend of Jinx gets into its alpha stages. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this Adam Sushi channel and this Adam Sushi broadcast, and I do hope you guys stay tuned. By the way, that does not mean you have to subscribe. It just, you can lurk around my channel if you want, if that makes you feel more comfortable.